Not just resting places, but some graves are proof of the sinister world that exists on the other side, from strange voices calling from beyond to eerie figures captured in cemeteries.
Look at that! That's impossible!
Hang on tight as you're about to witness the world's strangest graves ever discovered.
Oh, what the
Walking through the Capuchin catacombs feels like stepping into a forgotten world, lined with thousands of preserved figures, some still wearing their century-old clothes. The place holds an eerie kind of history. The most famous? Rosalia Lombardo. Some visitors claim they've seen her eyes flicker open. Just a trick of the light, right? Whether history or mystery draws you in, one thing's for certain. This place stays with you. Chowchilla Horror. Chowchilla Cemetery in Peru is like an ancient gathering where time simply hits pause. Here, the Nazca civilization left behind something unexpected. Figures wrapped in history, sitting patiently in their desert seats. The dry air has kept them remarkably well, as if they're still waiting for something. Some say the place hums with whispers of the past, a quiet energy watching those who visit. Whether it's pure history or something more, this open-air relic offers a chilling yet fascinating peek into a world long gone. Would you stroll through this timeless meeting place? Nevada Giants. These brave folks decided to check out Lovelock Cave in Nevada, a place where legends say giants once lived. Just for fun, they asked for a sign.
Showed us you're here. I'm trying to make sure that you can hear us.
Well, bad idea, guys! Out of nowhere, a weird, creepy laugh echoed through the cave.
Was that a laugh?
Then came the tapping, slow and deliberate, followed by strange creaking sounds, like something shifting in the dark. I don't think it's just the cave playing tricks. Either way, these guys weren't about to stick around and find out. And safe to say, they got way more than they bargained for. Graveyard Mystery. A guy took his drone for a late-night flight over an old, eerie graveyard, just for fun. At first, everything seemed normal, just rows of weathered stones under the moonlight. But then, something appeared. A shadowy figure floated in midair, lingering for a moment before vanishing like it was never there. No explanations, no clues, just a chilling memory burned into his mind. Even years later, he couldn't shake it off. Scary encounter. If you ever wander near a cemetery at night, maybe rethink that choice. One guy found out why the hard way. Strolling through a misty graveyard, everything seemed normal until he caught movement in the shadows. Then, from the trees, something stepped forward. Tall, thin, and eerily stretched, its pale skin almost glowing in the dark. It didn't seem to notice him, but he wasn't about to stick around to find out. Without a second thought, he bolted, not daring to look back until he was far, far away. Safe to say, he never took that shortcut again. Black Sea Shock. Digging near the Black Sea, archaeologists uncovered something straight out of a nightmare. 2 ancient skeletons with iron rods driven through their chests. These weren't just ordinary burials. Back then, people believed some spirits didn't stay hidden and could return as vampires. To stop that from happening, they used iron stakes as a just-in-case measure. Out of 700 graves, only these 2 had this eerie treatment, making experts wonder, were they feared in life, or was their wealth the reason for this extra precaution? Either way, this discovery offers a chilling look into Bulgaria's old fears. Graveyard Mystery. The local police got a tip about some unexpected visitors in the graveyard, so they went to check it out. Everything seemed quiet, until an eerie sound filled the air. It wasn't just any sound. It was an unsettling call that seemed to come from nowhere. The officers looked around, but there wasn't a single soul in sight. Just the whispering wind and the unsettling echoes. Without wasting a second, they decided it was best to head out. And honestly, when the night starts talking to you like that, making a quick exit is probably the best idea. La Recoleta Cemetery. La Recoleta Cemetery is like stepping into a stone maze filled with secrets, but one story stands out. The chilling tale of Rufina Cambaceres. Back in 1902, this 19-year-old was thought to have quietly faded away. Her family arranged everything, but heavy rain delayed things, so her casket stayed in the chapel overnight. The next morning, something felt off. Her casket had shifted. When they opened it, the truth hit like a storm. Rufina had woken up inside, trapped. The marks inside told the whole story. Now, visitors claim they still see her near her tomb, forever trying to escape. Old Iranian mystery. This is hands down one of the creepiest videos ever. In a quiet Iranian village, locals were startled by eerie sounds coming from a 150-year-old grave. One brave soul decided to investigate, grabbing a shovel and digging just a little. As he did, the strangest thing happened. Whispers and chilling voices echoed from beneath, sending shivers down his spine. Was it just the wind, or something still lingering below? The entire moment was caught on camera, and let's just say, after watching it, sleep is no longer an option. Oldest Japan graveyard. Okinawan Cemetery in Japan is hands down one of the creepiest places you could ever walk through at night. By day, it's peaceful, filled with towering trees and ancient stone markers. But once the sun sets, it's a whole different story. The dim lanterns barely light the winding paths, and eerie childlike statues wearing red hats seem to watch your every move. Some say they've heard whispers when no one was around. And let's not forget the strange monuments, marking the resting places of those long gone. If you ask me, this place feels like a doorway to the unknown. Demon sitting. Graveyards already have an eerie vibe, especially when the sun goes down. But after seeing this clip, stepping into one at night might not seem like the best idea. Right there, sitting on a grave, was a strange figure with sharp horns, hunched over as if deep in thought. It didn't move, didn't react, just stared into the darkness like it was waiting for something. That sight alone was enough to send shivers down my spine. Makes you wonder, are these places as peaceful as we believe? Or is something still lurking in the shadows? Stull Cemetery. Stull Cemetery in Kansas isn't just an ordinary graveyard. It's whispered to be one of the 7 gateways to hell. Legends claim the devil himself visits twice a year, and eerie stories of vanishing staircases, strange voices, and an old, ruined church that refuses to stay demolished only fuel its chilling reputation. Locals avoid it, especially at night, fearing supernatural encounters. Whether it's just eerie folklore or something darker lurking in the shadows, Stull Cemetery remains one of the most infamous paranormal hotspots in America. Would you dare step inside and test the legends yourself? Hanging horror. Imagine walking through a quiet valley, then looking up and spotting wooden boxes hanging off a cliffside. Yep, those are the famous hanging coffins of Sagada. The Igorot people placed them there, believing it brings good fortune on the next journey. Some have been up there for centuries, swaying with the wind, tucked away from the world below. It's a mind-boggling sight. Why hang them instead of placing them on land? With only the birds and sky as company, these wooden enclosures hold secrets that time refuses to erase. Look up, and you might just feel history staring back at you. Chilling church. Imagine stepping into a quiet, centuries-old church in the Czech Republic, expecting the usual grand halls and stained glass, but the moment you enter, something feels different. Then you look up, and suddenly you realize everything around you is built from something unexpected. Chandeliers, wall designs, even the ceiling itself, all carefully arranged with pieces of history. Long ago, this place became a final resting ground for more souls than it could hold. So instead of leaving things underground, they turned it into something unforgettable. The main attraction, a chandelier made entirely from, well, let's just say, pieces of the past. It's eerie, surreal, and strangely artistic. Whether you find it fascinating or unsettling, one thing's for sure, you won't see anything like this again. Moving coffins. Let me take you to Barbados, where the Chase family vault has been holding onto a mystery for over 200 years. Every time the crypt was opened, the heavy lead coffins inside had moved. Not just a little, completely out of place, like someone had tossed them around. But here's the weird part. No one was breaking in.
Realized that the seals were not in any way disturbed, so clearly no one was getting in and out that way.
Officials sealed the vault, sprinkled sand on the floor to catch footprints, and waited. When they came back, the seals were untouched, the sand was smooth. But the caskets, scattered again. No footprints, no signs of anyone going in or out.
They'd sprinkled sand on the floor of the vault to see if they picked up any footprints. No footprints.
Just an eerie silence. To this day, no one knows how it happened.
Someone wriggled their way inside, and lo and behold, the 6 coffins were all over the place.
Think you'd dare visit under a full moon? Screaming mystery. Ancient Egypt is full of secrets, but few are as eerie as the screaming mummy. Discovered in the 19th century, this unusual find left experts puzzled. Unlike other royal burials, this one had no fancy decorations or treasures, almost as if someone wanted him hidden. Researchers thought he was a young man, but later studies revealed he was between 25 and 40 years old. Then things got even stranger. Another similar mummy was found, identified as Pentawere, the son of Pharaoh Ramesses III. Ancient writings spoke of a royal conspiracy, and DNA tests confirmed their connection. This shocking discovery unraveled a 3,000-year-old mystery, telling a story of power, betrayal, and a fate sealed in history. Highgate Mystery. Highgate Cemetery isn't just famous for its eerie, overgrown beauty, it's also home to one of London's creepiest legends. In the 1970s, locals started spotting a tall figure with glowing eyes drifting through the tombstones. Soon, 2 rival occultists were convinced they had found a real vampire. Their obsession led to wild nighttime hunts, drawing curious crowds. Things got even stranger when a mysterious, headless body turned up nearby. No one ever proved the vampire was real, but the legend still lingers in the shadows. Bachelor Grove. Bachelor's Grove Cemetery is one of the most haunted spots in Illinois, and for good reason. In 1991, a chilling photo captured a woman in a Victorian-era dress sitting on a tombstone. Except, she wasn't really there. Part of her body was transparent, making it one of the most famous ghost images ever taken. And that's not the only one. Another eerie photo showed 2 shadowy figures lurking in the graveyard, adding to the mystery. And guys, this place is a pure nightmare fuel, not just for strange lights, ghostly shapes, but also stories of vanished houses. Yep, countless visitors have reported seeing an old white farmhouse with a porch and a swing. But as they walk toward it, the house seems to fade, moving further away until it vanishes completely.
I could have swore I saw it. I don't know what to say. I recorded it, but there was nothing there.
No one knows why, but some believe it's a ghostly imprint of a long-lost home. One visitor even swore they captured it on camera, only to find nothing in the photo later. Just another reason this place is seriously unsettling. Reporting went wrong. And this, my friends, is exactly why people say to avoid cemeteries after dark. A reporter in Saratoga was filming a live segment at Green Ridge Cemetery just before sunrise when something unreal happened.
And as you can see behind me here, we have a few gravestones.
As she spoke, a viewer suddenly yelled, "There's something behind her!" And guess what? A see-through figure drifted right past her. Clear as day. She had no idea. Just kept reporting like nothing happened. But the internet? Oh, they went wild. Was it a spirit? A camera glitch? Whatever it was. Yeah, I'm steering clear of cemeteries at night. No thanks. Wandering spirit. Late one night, a guy stepped outside for some fresh air, living right next to a cemetery. But instead of peace, he got the shock of his life. Right there, floating in the air, was a figure draped in a tattered gown, giving off the eeriest vibes imaginable. Panicked, he called his wife, struggling to believe what he was seeing.
Baby, come on, see, baby.
Was it a wandering spirit, or something even darker? Just as they started to process it, the figure twitched, almost like it was about to lunge. Without thinking, they slammed the window shut. And the video? It cut off right there. Personally, I think it was a restless spirit that had drifted out from the cemetery, still lingering in the world for reasons unknown. Which grave? If you ever visit York, you might come across a grave that feels different. It's covered by an iron cage, almost like someone wanted to make sure whatever's inside stays put. Locals whisper that it belongs to a witch, and some even claim to hear soft murmurs when they pass by at night. One traveler swears they saw the ground shift beneath it. Just a trick of the eyes, right? Whether it's legend or something truly eerie, let's just say. If you ever find yourself near it, you might not want to linger too long. Haunted Greyfriar. Now check out Greyfriar Cemetery, which isn't just famous. It's got a reputation that gives people the chills. Folks who've wandered in have come out feeling like something unseen brushed past them or tapped them on the shoulder. The strangest part? There's never anyone around. The place is said to be stirred up by the restless spirit of George Mackenzie, a name tied to some eerie history. Visitors talk about sudden cold spots, distant whispers, and shadows that don't quite act like shadows. Whether it's real or just nerves playing tricks, one thing's for sure: Greyfriars leaves people looking over their shoulders. Whispers from Beyond. This guy thought it would be fun to use a spirit box, until things got way too real.
Cross the road, okay, we're going.
Instead of random noise, a voice gave him two names, Tyler and Eugene. Then, just to make things even creepier, it hinted at being a dark spirit. Following the strange directions,
Is it this direction? Just make sure you tell me when to stop. Cemetery, yes.
he found himself in a quiet cemetery. And right there, on a headstone, was the name Tyler. Talk about a heart-stopping moment. Looking back, he probably should have just turned off the box. But hey, curiosity got the best of him. And Tyler clearly had something to say. Mysterious vampire. Now, here's a grave that's got people talking for centuries. In a quiet churchyard in Billinge, England, sits a peculiar tomb shaped exactly like a casket. But it's not just the shape that gives people chills. It's the eerie symbols carved on it, including a serpent eating its own tail. Local whispers say the person resting here had a strange encounter with a snake, and ever since, the grave has been wrapped in mystery. Coincidence or something more? Well, that's up to you to decide. Wandering spirits. As we already know, cemeteries already have an eerie reputation, but this one had something extra. A groundskeeper working late kept spotting glowing orbs drifting between the graves. At first, he brushed it off, maybe just his tired eyes playing tricks. But night after night, the lights returned, moving like they had a purpose. Were they lingering souls, waiting for something? Or maybe guardian spirits, quietly watching over the place? Whatever they were, they brought an odd sense of calm. making the place feel less lonely, but also raising a lot more questions. Would you dare stick around to find out? Underwater scare. Some divers went for a peaceful scuba dive in Florida. Instead, they came across something that chilled them to the core. At first, it looked like a stunning deep-sea reef surrounded by coral and fish. But as they got closer, they realized those intricate structures weren't just random artifacts. They were graves. Turns out, some people choose to have their remains placed here, forever resting beneath the ocean. Beautiful? Maybe. But knowing what lies beneath? That's straight up unsettling. Cave grave. In 2018, explorers in Siberia stumbled upon something straight out of a dark legend. 2 eerie graves hidden deep in an ancient cave. At first, whispers spread that they belong to bird-like creatures, thanks to the strange bones buried alongside them. But the truth? Even creepier. Researchers uncovered that the remains belong to a 5,000-year-old Siberian shaman, surrounded by 50 meticulously placed bird beaks. Experts believe they were part of a ritual costume used in mysterious spiritual ceremonies. Whatever was happening here, one thing's for sure. This cave holds secrets most of us would rather not uncover. Farming went wrong. A farmer's shovel hit something unusual in the peat. What looked like a human figure buried beneath the earth. At first, panic set in. Was this a hidden secret? Authorities rushed in, but as experts examined the body, the truth was even more chilling. This wasn't recent. It was a 2,400-year-old figure, perfectly preserved by the bog. Even eerier, the person wore only a cap, a belt, and a rope around the neck. No one knew who they were or why they were left like this, but one thing was clear. This grave held a mystery lost in time. Rising zombie. Zombies crawling out of graves sound like something straight out of a horror movie, until someone actually sees one. Back in 2007, a guy in Scotland filmed something seriously creepy in a graveyard at twilight. He spotted a weird-looking figure walking around, then suddenly slipping and falling. But instead of reacting like a normal person, it just got back up like nothing happened. When it finally turned around, its wide, frozen eyes and pale skin made it even worse. The way it moved, almost like it was stuck in a loop, was just plain wrong. Golden secret. In an astonishing find near Cairo, archaeologists uncovered what could be Egypt's oldest preserved figure. Hakasheps, a stunning 4,300-year-old discovery. Buried deep beneath the sands, at the bottom of a 49-foot shaft near Saqqara's famous step pyramid, this ancient mystery lay hidden for centuries. While carefully exploring the site, researchers opened a sealed stone sarcophagus and were left speechless. Hakashepes was still wrapped in layers of shimmering gold. Experts believe this might be the most complete discovery of its kind, offering a rare glimpse into the past. And the best part? This wasn't the only hidden treasure waiting to be unearthed at Gizr el Mudir. Strange skull. In the Midwest, farmhands expected to find nothing more than soil and rocks, but what they uncovered left them frozen in place. Their shovels struck something massive, and as they cleared away the dirt, a giant skull emerged, with a single hollow hole in the center of its forehead. The size alone was enough to send shivers down their spines. 9 feet tall and weighing 6 tons. Was this proof that giants once walked the earth? Some say it could be a rare condition, but to this day, no one has a definite answer. And that's the scariest part. Hidden fortune. Archaeologists in China came across a discovery straight out of a legend, an ancient king's lost treasure. While exploring an old burial site in eastern China, they uncovered a shocking 285 gold tablets hidden within one grand tomb. That's more gold than ever found in a single spot from that era. Each tablet was about the weight of a hamburger. But the surprises didn't stop there. Alongside the gold, they found 3 ornate swords decorated with jade and gold, proof that this mysterious figure wasn't just wealthy, he was powerful. It's like opening a forgotten treasure chest from 2,000 years ago, revealing secrets of a royal past, frozen in time. Night Watcher. Deep in the Philippines, an old cemetery held something far more unsettling than just forgotten graves. A towering statue of a demon stepping over an angel had stood there since 1926, its eerie presence impossible to ignore. Built by a wealthy farmer and rebel, Simeon Bernardo, the sculpture carried a chilling legend. Locals believed it moved after dark, wandering the graveyard in search of lost souls. Strangely, the demon held a rosary, almost as if it were trying to resist its own darkness. Some thought Bernardo crafted it as a message of defiance, while others believed it was a warning. The statue remains untouched, standing like a silent guardian, or something waiting for nightfall to come alive. Shrouded in darkness. Deep beneath Paris, hidden from the bustling streets above, lies a world shrouded in darkness. The catacombs. This eerie maze of tunnels stretches for miles, lined with countless human remains, arranged in unsettling patterns. Skulls and bones stacked neatly, forming walls that whisper secrets from centuries past. It all began in the 18th century, when overcrowded cemeteries forced authorities to move remains underground. But some believe this wasn't just a practical solution. It awakened something. Strange sounds, chilling whispers, and shadowy figures have been reported by those who dared to explore. Would you step into this underground empire of lost souls? Valley of Kings. Guys, now treat your eyes with the Valley of the Kings, not just an ancient burial site, but a maze of hidden chambers, mysterious tunnels, and stories that refuse to stay buried. Imagine walking through its sun-scorched paths, knowing that beneath your feet, pharaohs rest in golden-lined chambers, surrounded by secrets lost to time. Strange whispers, sudden chills, and unexplained shadows make it clear. This place holds more than just history. Some explorers claim they've felt unseen eyes watching, while others hear faint echoes of a language long forgotten. Whether it's ancient energy or something else, one thing's certain: the Valley of the Kings never truly sleeps. CCTV capture. A cemetery's CCTV picked up something that left everyone scratching their heads. A strange figure, moving low to the ground, crept between the crypts. It had dark, shaggy fur, made eerie little jumps, then suddenly stopped. That's when things got even weirder. It crouched, stretched out, and unfolded a pair of shadowy, leathery wings. Was it a creature from beyond? A cryptid lurking in the dark? People have their theories, but no one knows for sure. What do you think? Just a trick of the light? Or something real? Stoneface. At Old Stoneface, near Pipestone Cemetery, a photographer was out capturing the beauty of the sacred land, completely unaware that his camera had picked up something eerie. Later, as he checked his shots, he spotted a misty figure gazing downward, almost as if it had been watching him the whole time. Chills ran down his spine. If he had seen it in the moment, who knows if he would have even clicked the shutter. Some say it was just a trick of the light. But was it? And now let us move to our subscribers' pick of the day. A man had been digging deep into an old cave when something strange happened. At first, it seemed like just another excavation. Dust, dirt, and heavy silence. But then, he stopped. He looked around like he had heard something, or maybe felt something. Then he turned and froze. A face, half buried in the dirt, stared back at him. But it wasn't normal. It looked too hollow, too lifeless, yet somehow aware. His breath hitched, and without a second thought, he dropped his tools and ran. Some say it was just a setup, a trick to spook people. But others, they believe he disturbed something that should have been left alone. See you next time!